Hey everybody, welcome to the Talkies. We're here. This is it. This is the Talkies for filmmakers talking about movies. And I am Kenny.
And I am D.
And I am Taylor.
And I'm Maddie.
And today we had a crazy, weird experience. Oof. We watched Holy Mountain. And it's hard for me to even talk about it without laughing. Not because the movie was funny. This was a crazy, weird, amazing, and awesome, and weird movie. So, hot takes, I guess?
How do you hot take this?
I don't even know. What I'm most afraid of is the end of the episode where we try to turn this into a pizza. So I've never been more intimidated by a pizza rating than I am by this movie.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm hoping
it seems like a movie that would already have all those strange pizzas that we already made.
Every one of them.
Exactly.
Every one of those pizzas is in this movie already.
Those pizzas make love to create this pizza.
We're already getting into pizza rating.
Oh, geez.
I feel anxiety about it.
This movie is every pizza rating we've ever given all in one.
Hey, we're not at pizzas, dude.
Sorry.
My God.
I know, the Holy Mountain,
we're at hot takes.
It takes me there. It's like anything can happen in the Holy Mountain, so in this episode, anything can happen.
Taylor.
Whoa, is that your hot take?
We just transcended this episode.
Exactly.
Wow.
Just like they transcended the movie.
Wow.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that your hot take?
No.
Okay, give your hot take.
Hot take.
Oh my God. What the fuck is going on?
Yep.
That's it?
I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll leave it at that.
Okay. Maddie, what's your hot take?
Titties and religion and blood and shit.
Yeah, religion. Yeah.
Literally shit.
Oh, there
Mr.
was...
Poopy Butthole.
There was all of that.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Jesus
that too.
Yep.
There was Jesus, there was Poopy Butthole, there was poop, there were tits, there were religion.
Yeah.
What didn't this movie have? We had like frog on lizard violence.
Yeah.
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 Crazy.
We had a girl on mountain.
Girl on
Sex.
mountain sex
We
scene.
had
One
a girl
girl
on
on
mountain. One girl on mountain.
Every animal is in this.
Every animal.
Every
This is
animal.
a Noah's
Zoo.
Ark
It's a fucking
of
zoo.
cinema.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
shit, I wonder if that's on purpose. Noah's Ark and the animals and shit.
Who knows, man? I don't
True.
even want to try to figure out what this movie means.
Animals were harmed in the making of this film.
Yes,
Indeed,
they were.
quite. Indeed,
Absolutely
many,
were.
Probably some people too.
Probably some people too. And
Definitely.
I'm going to go out. All right, I just got to say this for the record. I do not condone harming animals for film.
Hey, man, I don't either.
Thank you.
In fact, I don't think either of us do.
person.
Thank
So
you.
much better than
I'm
those
not going to
guys.
go on record for that one.
Oh, you're not? Okay.
No.
Okay.
It's going to come back and bite me in the future. So, no.
When you hurt animals in films.
No, I'm just not going there, guys. Sorry. Lee, what's your hot take?
My hot take. Yeah.
It's not often that Dee is speechless on a hot take.
I don't know what to say I don't know what to say.
You can't say shit about this movie. It's
I don't know
like
what to
it
say.
You
sidesteps
can say shit about
anything.
this movie because it contains shit.
That's true.
Actual human desecration.
It does.
I do
true.
have a lot to say about it, but I
Yeah,
can't.
yeah. But
It's
you
not
can't put it in a
take.
hot take.
No.
Yeah.
No.
My hot take was this was the most interesting thing I've seen in months, at least.
Sure.
I guess that's it for a hot take. This was very interesting.
Yeah, I think a hot take is antithetical to this movie.
Yeah.
It really
Yeah.
is. It's so
Yeah.
hard
The
to
movie
sum
itself
up.
is a hot take.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So
yeah.
Taylor, you saw this the longest. Like you've seen it before. You're the
Yeah.
only one of us who had seen it before, and
Yeah.
it was quite a while ago.
Yeah.
Is there any background information you know about the movie that you could share before we start picking it apart?
I just know that Jodorowsky was a pretty somewhat famous filmmaker in Mexico before this. He made the movie El Topo, which I have not seen, which is kind of a cult classic, also surrealist and weird. And that movie got him his fame, and I believe it was like John Lennon or George Harrison that funded this movie. That's about all I got.
Yeah. Okay.
That's kind of all we need.
Yeah. He was set to do a Dune movie, and there's that really cool documentary about it, Jodorowsky's Dune, which is really cool. It never came out. The movie, his Dune never got made, but they like go into like detail about like all the he did a lot of work, like previs on
Sure.
it, and it's cool.
Well, the one thing you cannot question is the dude's got vision.
Yeah.
The dude has got vision. I was like, just, in awe of the set design, the costume, some of the, what would you call it, staging of different shots. Just kind of blew my mind of like, for a movie that doesn't seem to be about anything and is definitely in like that avant-garde, indie, high art sort of film, there's a lot of money on the screen.
Yeah.
That's what I saw too. Yeah.
I would also add that Jodorowsky, I believe, was literally the art director of this film. Like, he literally like built the sets and was hands-on.
Yeah,
on
it's an auteur. You can feel an auteur.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's kind of a film that can withstand any criticism because of that, too. He
That's
can
right,
kind of get out of
Yeah.
jail with any criticism. He can say, yeah, that was on purpose. Or, yeah? Okay, cool.
Sure.
Like, I don't care.
Like when characters looked at the camera.
Yeah, like that's like, you can't really bring that up as a flaw in this movie.
Yeah.
So, what you're saying over there was an argument I think us three had
It was.
before with surreal movies.
Yeah.
Because one of the things that I've always hated about surrealism
Yeah.
in films is that you can do anything on the screen, and that takes away from intent in my mind, because it creates a different kind. It's like who's the dude that does the splatter paintings?
Are you talking about
Jackson Pollock.
Jackson Pollock. It's like a Jackson Pollock painting as a movie where you can just do whatever, and whatever happens is the art.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's like, that's fine, but that's not why I like movies.
Yeah.
I get that. I don't think that's a fair comparison, though.
It's a fair
Ooh, I
comparison.
thought it
It's
was
not.
a great comparison.
No,
The
because
Dean
Jackson
insists.
Pollock literally leaves a lot up to chaos, where he just throws stuff on a
Sure,
canvas.
sure.
Whatever happens, happens. There's definitely some very detailed intention.
No, I would
happening
agree.
Here.
Yeah, I would
It's
agree with
just that intention is not in line with what you'd call a conventional film.
It's not. It's not really the intention. It's the anything like. I don't think we could point at anything in the movie and be like, "Oh, that was an accident."
Sure.
Yeah,
That's what I mean.
exactly.
Only
what I mean.
the director could
Only the
tell
director
us.
could.
I mean,
Yeah.
but my
That's
point
it.
is,
Yeah.
there are things that could actually be accidents.
Sure, but
It's
we
just
would
the
never
audience
know.
doesn't know.
And that bugs me because I'm a filmmaker.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
see what
yeah.
you're saying.
Yeah.
It's kind of one of those things where it's like, okay, I can understand. Like, what? It's just the amount of money. The thing that makes me upset is the money, because I'm like,
Yeah.
this wouldn't happen today. Which
No,
kind of
yeah,
it's
most
cool in
definitely
itself. But in terms of the Jackson Pollock thing, I think there's something to be said about, like, if an actor is paint, telling an actor what to do, just giving them inspiration. I think of the Jesus scene where he has screaming and then he fucks the shit up. I'm imagining the director told him, lose your shit. Nothing
Yeah.
more than that.
Yeah.
And then kind of, or maybe it was more like poetic, like what I want in this vision is this and this and that and go crazy, That's my little, anyway, but you know what I mean? Like,
Well,
in some
I
ways
want to
it's
hear
kinda-
Taylor's rebuttal, because you literally make movies kind of like this.
Well, I think that Jodorowsky has like an intention and a meaning behind every single aspect in this movie. I don't think there's anything in this movie that he did on accident, and I think he has very specific things he's trying to get across. I cannot tell you what they are.
Yeah.
Seriously.
But I think he has answers for everything behind his motivations in all the decisions he made
Sure.
making the movie.
Yeah.
Sure.
And so what I like in movies is like when a director full on selfishly indulges in all of those whims and stays steadfast to that, uncompromising, you end up with a result that obviously audiences are not going to get everything. Even audiences aren't even really going to get like 10% of what's going on.
Sure.
But they are going to get a very specific experience that they're not going to be able to get anywhere else.
Yeah.
And they're going to
Absolutely,
get to be able to peer into the mind of another individual.
That
which
idea
is
sounds
cool.
cool. I hate the movie though.
I didn't actually hate it. I
Yeah.
thought it was kind of one of those. I think of the documentarian Agnes Varda too, where she kind of presents imagery and themes, and with implications of like the overarching message she wants to present, but also is kind of okay with the audience coming away with their own interpretation, so long as they gather kind of ingredients.
Something.
Like I can gather from this something to do with religion.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Something to do with gender and sexuality. Something to do with men and women, which is kind of the same thing, but also maybe different, you know?
Sure.
Military. There's
Military,
like a war.
violence,
Yeah.
peace, capitalism, gods,
Always.
all that kind of shit. And I don't know what recipe he's cooking, but I can get that those are kind of the ingredients.
It's funny you mentioned a documentarian. The film that this reminds me the most of was Samsara, which is a documentary. It is a non-dialogue, image-based. If you weren't really paying attention, it'd be seemingly random collection of beautiful footage, right?
Yeah.
But if you're really if you are really conscious while you watch the film, you see, okay, there is a theme that kind of ties things together.
Yeah.
So this felt a lot like Samsara, but acted out instead of
Absolutely.
just capturing
Yeah.
raw footage.
I like Samsara a lot more, I think, because of the rawness of it. Like the idea that
'Cause
it's
it is
not...
real?
Yeah, because it's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
directed,
Realism.
right? Well, I mean, there are parts that are directed, but it's not the surrealism that I don't like in the movie, because I've watched lots of surreal movies that I do enjoy. My favorite movie, like, ever, being The Third and the Seventh, which is just not even doesn't even tell a narrative. But that's called The Third and Seventh, right?
Yeah, that's right. And it's
forgetting
literally
the title.
just
CGI.
imagery.
Right. And
Yeah.
that's like, I love that. But it's not so much connecting themes to make your own translation of a piece of art. Because I love doing that. I love going to museums, staring at sculptures that don't depict anything.
Sure.
Yet to me, they mean everything. That's cool. I get that.
Sure.
But as for what filmmaking is, and as an art, I don't like making movies like this. And because of that, I disconnect with the movie.
Right.
So I think this is on an extreme end of a spectrum
Yeah.
that all filmmakers have to struggle with every movie you make. And that is, you have an idea, and then you have to kind of grapple with, what does this mean to me, and what does it mean to the audience?
Yeah.
Right? And what do I value most? Right? So Maddie and I just finished a documentary that includes a puppet show within the documentary, where we literally made paper stick figure puppets.
Right.
And we literally had this discussion where it's like, is this going to land with audiences? I'm not sure, but we love it. Right? So we get to the point where we're like, for at least this part, we know that we need this to be in the movie as part of our expression.
Yeah.
Regardless if it lands with everybody. And there have been some people who've kind of rolled their eyes, been like, this is cheesy.
That's the most common
And some
critique.
people who have liked it, you know.
Yeah.
But, you know, there's that. I think that debate happens in every filmmaker's head all the time with every movie.
Sure.
And I think with a movie like this, it's just 100% on the far end of that.
Absolutely.
That spectrum.
Yeah, 0-4, as we've called it before. Yeah. It's 100% the artist just giving up what their intent was. Whether or not he made mistakes in the movie, I would like to know. Like, I want to be there in his mind, and I want to see that. I want to see,
Like, see what he was unhappy with.
Exactly. Yeah, I want to see that, because when I watch movies, I see the filmmaking. You know, that's what I like about movies.
Yeah, and
is
so
the filmmaking.
when a background actor looks into the camera, you want to think that the director wanted that to happen, or else it wouldn't have been in the cut.
I want to,
You know?
I want to think something like that. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I think this is one of those films that I put myself back in film school to really ingest it. And I think I want to almost call it like an academic film. Like, it's not one that I feel like to get the most out of the film watching experience for this, I would have liked context and more about the director, like the information that you have even.
Yeah.
But I also, that's it. The weird thing is I don't always want that before I see a movie blind. So it's kind of weird. You know what I mean?
No.
This is an expressionist film.
This is
That's a word that has to come up.
Yeah.
Dee, I'm
what ASMR
wondering how you would rate this film compared to David Lynch.
I love David Lynch compared to something like this. I like them both for the same reasons, though. David Lynch has more structure and continuity to his overall experience, and that's what I like about it, because it makes it a weird story.
I agree. Yeah.
Right.
Whereas this
there
movie is
definitely
just weird.
more of an arc.
Yeah,
There's a story.
I want to describe my linear experience with this movie.
Yeah, right.
It was just like I was super in on like pretty much everything that was going on, because it was so fucking strange, and we had this weird Jesus character who's got poopy butthole and all this. And we have
They literally scrub his asshole.
yeah, and we
in
have
the movie.
skinned dogs on sticks
Yeah.
and just fucking weird shit, and blue blood getting shot.
Birds coming out of your bullet
Yeah,
wound.
God.
and that's fine. That's like samsara, craziness happening, where it's just so many different things all at once, and that's cool. I like that kind of stuff. Until about halfway into the movie, where it's just they kept doing different things. In fact, there was one time Kenny paused the movie, for a break or whatever, came back, played it, and as soon as he played it, we had a giant fucking gun.
Yeah, we're like,
Yeah,
what?
it's just
We're like, oh my god!
the other thing.
So the thing, it was just that over and over for me,
Yeah.
and I got bored about halfway through, and I was like, oh, okay, what's the next crazy thing? Oh, that's about
Mhm.
fun.
Yeah.
Of course it is, right?
Yeah, it's almost like all of this stuff could have been sort of like squished down to like a half an hour movie.
God,
and
isn't that
maybe-
the most common
maybe
thing?
an hour and a half,
I would
yeah.
say
Shave
the way
half.
it was is perfect. It's just not my taste, right? It's too much for me. Because I need something.
This one was even
interesting.
too much for me, honestly, and I really like these kinds of movies.
Yeah,
Yeah, like I don't like this one. Like definitely eludes me on a like thematic level and like a narrative level.
Yeah.
I
It's just
I
insane.
enjoy it. I think it's an incredibly entertaining movie.
Yeah,
That's
it's
how I would
definitely
say.
an accomplishment.
Yeah,
An
and like,
accomplishment.
that's
I could
the
say
thing.
that.
It's like
yeah.
you could never call this a lazy movie.
Right,
Like, the
right.
amount of
So
effort
much direction.
is insane.
Yeah.
Like the director was
Like that dogfight.
deeply involved. Oh yeah, it's probably an
That's
unethical
fucked up.
movie.
Yeah.
We'll just say that. Right? We don't.
That-
condone.
yeah.
I think,
It couldn't
I
be
think
made
there's-
today.
I agree. Yeah,
Kenny,
yeah, I'll
you
get
can't be on the
bat.
record. Remember,
Don't condone.
don't be on the record.
There are
I'll
many
be on the
things-
record about dogfighting. I won't do that.
Oh,
Yeah.
you won't do it.
Yeah, I won't
Okay.
do dogfighting.
Actually, the dogfighting thing is like seeing it just now. That's maybe one thing in all of cinema where that was actually kind of like really bothering me
Like
because
angry,
it was
yeah.
real.
Because it
yeah,
was.
Interesting.
yeah, that was a dog
Actually-
ripping apart another
That's so
dog.
Yeah,
interesting you say
like-
that. I think because it was real, I had less issue with it. Like, it was intense and violent, but I also was like, oh, this makes more sense.
It's also
than-
like
Dogs
That
do
disturbs
that.
me
Yeah.
so
Very
much.
it's totally
illegal-
disturbing, but like it was
very
kind of like,
illegal in America.
no, totally,
This
totally.
movie is illegal in
Yeah.
America. Just everything that
Yeah.
happens in this movie.
I also feel kind of like a kinship with this movie, kind of like.
Because it feels like it's made by a guerrilla filmmaker.
It's made by a guerrilla filmmaker, but it's also like kind of and maybe this is just kind of a culture resurgence familiarity with like anti-religion, anti
Oh yeah.
gender roles, anti-military, very like
Yeah.
peace and
There's a lot of
veganism.
stuff on
yeah,
the
There was a
screen.
lot
it's
of-
a lot
Yeah.
of
The-
counterculture.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all of the ingredients I really liked, or
I
like,
like that
could
too.
vibe with. Like, I also thought it was kind of fucking rad that they had Jesus like like he was drunked. They made the fat Roman soldiers got him drunk,
I love that
and
they were
then made
fat.
a plastic mold of him. Like the symbolism is impossible to miss, and I love that they had Jesus like just go fucking nuts and destroy all these things. Like, I get it. Like, there's some cool things, and I can vibe, but I also kind of felt that same titch of pretentiousness, I think,
yeah.
that tainted it towards the end, especially when all the immortals, quote unquote, whatever, kind of went through all the deadly sins, like lust, gluttony, all that shit.
Yeah.
It kind of felt contrived by that point. So
I didn't
you know what I mean?
love the final act.
I didn't either.
Yeah, I didn't like the very end.
Yeah.
Felt kind of like there was nowhere left to go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
like
it just
the movie
kinda
was like
gives up almost.
It's like it showed all its cards in the first two acts.
That's
and
kind of why I
it
felt
became
bored.
a
Yeah.
really like kind of grounded.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did in the end.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Yeah.
It was so much to where it broke the fourth wall, and you're like, oh, that's it?
Yeah, really
Yeah,
kind of like
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That
even
fourth
breaking the fourth
thing,
wall
like,
didn't even matter.
that doesn't
It
really
was like,
hold up.
Okay.
in today's age.
Well, and not
Yeah,
in that movie,
yeah.
it's weird too.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like you've done so much weird shit in this movie, and you think breaking the fourth
Yeah,
wall
that's
is going
not
to
that
shock
weird.
us.
Yeah,
Right.
maybe
It
at the
does not.
time, maybe.
Yeah,
But
maybe.
even like Monty Python was breaking the fourth wall
All
in
the
the
time.
70s.
They did it all the time.
They never
Yeah.
had the character say, zoom the camera out.
Oh,
right, right.
They did it better. Monty Python broke the fourth wall way better.
Actually, I really fucking like the way they broke the fourth wall in here, in the middle, with the mirror house.
that was cool.
That was fucking cool.
What I liked about that is that was a solution to a problem.
Right.
Is they were in,
Yeah.
in a mirror house, you know, and they're like, how do
So
we...
they had a character running the
Sure.
camera.
Yeah.
What you're
That's
saying
what was rad.
Well, that right there, that's what I love so much about this movie specifically. Also, is that that filmmaking aspect. I was like, I can imagine myself in his shoes,
Yeah.
and being like, shit, we can see the camera. Oh fuck, I got a great idea, right? And
To have a character running a camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
not just
Amazing.
any character too. It's like a character
It was
that's
one of the-
established.
yeah, it was one of the
You see
characters,
it
yeah.
throughout it, and
Right.
like I don't know what her role is,
No,
but
Right.
she's hanging out
she's there.
throughout the movie.
she there.
I had something to say.
Did you?
I don't know.
It'll come back to you.
I'll think about it.
Great.
It makes me want, like, it makes me wonder about the context. Like, what is he thinking about? What would he pitch this if he was submitting to festivals right
This
now?
oh god.
You know, like,
If you
what
had
would
to write
his
a log line?
What was his
Like a
synopsis?
one
be?
Yeah.
sentence log
like-
line for this?
Well, what's
He's
weird?
probably got one, and it
Well,
probably.
that's what I'm
Yeah.
like. I'm coming up with like a movement, an expressive movement through the problems of Christio, fucking white, misogyn. You know, like I'm something like that, where
Yeah.
it's like a movement of scenes of the ways that shit is corrupt.
It's definitely a movement.
That's my
a
guess.
good way to.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
Yeah.
It's
And
definitely
pizza.
expression.
I like when stuff like this, when they come out and define it as like a tone poem or something
Yeah.
like that.
I feel like this is too symbolic to be a tone poem.
Yeah, I agree.
I bet
Yeah.
if you'd read what he
It's
has
not
to say about it,
It's not so much tone, right?
Yeah.
So that's true because it's too on the nose to be tone.
Yeah, I would love it
but
if it was.
it is very, but I would say it's very poetic.
Oh yeah, no, I
Yeah.
would definitely agree there. Yeah, and I love like the sets that they incorporated, like you said.
God, the first set, the very first shot.
Yeah.
I was like, damn,
Yeah.
that is awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
yeah, and those like zoom ins / zoom outs, whatever that match cut,
That 70s
Yeah.
lens.
Yeah.
Gotta love that shit.
and I feel like the filmmaking is pretty precise. Like the dolly shots are smooth.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. No
very
camera glitches.
smooth, yeah,
The
no weird,
composition of the wides, of like these
Yeah.
super wides.
Yeah.
The exposures
Crazy
are all really
stuff.
good.
Yeah.
It's not a
Yeah.
not a gritty film.
Right.
No,
it's not
aesthetically.
great.
No.
That's true.
Yeah, that
that's
is-
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like beautiful.
Yeah.
Some of the outdoor stuff
Yeah.
when they get up into the mountains was
The
like
set.
Clean.
Yeah.
There's not
it was so
like
clean.
a lot
Yeah,
of
I
film
couldn't
grain.
see any
you know?
Yeah.
grain.
Yeah.
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 That's true.
I was like, I didn't know they had Alexas back then.
The Alexa is just like finally reaching to how good film was.
Yeah.
That was shot on the iPhone.
iPhone 13.
Yeah, I wonder about their lens choices.
Yeah, you didn't like some of them.
No, a lot of it was soft focused. And I'm not into soft focus.
Like when they had those really wide lenses, there's a lot of vignette.
Yeah, you know,
vignetting.
I wonder if it's not soft focus. I wonder if it's literally just wide open lenses, and that's why we didn't see any film grain
Sure.
because they just literally shot wide open all the
Yeah,
time.
so they
Sure.
could shoot with like
That
a low
kinda
ISO
sounds
film
right.
stock.
Yeah,
Yeah. I also think this is purely speculation, but what I feel like I'm seeing is a lot of improvisation as they go along. Because, I mean, they're making some chaotic shit
Yeah.
in front of the camera. One example in particular was the frogs and lizard bit.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Because what I'm seeing, this is my guess. They're like, we know that these frogs like to attack this kind of lizard, so we're going to set up this thing and they're going to like kill each other and it's going to be cool. And then they're like, they're not really doing the thing as much as we'd like, so let's dump a bunch of blood on it. And
That's
blow
how
it
I.
up
Yeah,
or
that's how I
something.
felt.
Okay.
You know?
That's how I
Like-
felt.
Like, I think there's a lot of let's roll with
See,
it and figure it out.
What you're saying right
Interesting.
there, that's pretty much my view on the film. And
Yeah.
when I see a lot of the symbolism, that's what I instead think of first, is the
Yeah.
practical solutions first.
Interesting.
And then later on, I'm like, oh yeah, I guess he was trying to go for that symbolism, or someone could read it that way. But yeah, no, it's definitely the grounded shit that gets
I
to
wasn't
me
thinking
first.
about the practical shit in
Yeah.
that scenario at
The-
all.
yeah.
Other than how did they get this many frogs? But someone had
Well,
to
I mean,
hand
that's-
make
yeah.
each
Those
little.
are scary
Yeah.
looking frogs, by the way.
They were. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah,
but
like
it kind of
costumes.
it goes back to the
like bad guys.
They did,
Yeah.
and it was kind of an interesting. It was very much the conquistadors coming over and conquering.
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah,
It was an
Spanish
allegory.
America. It's
And
totally
the costumes on the lizards were
like the
next
I mean,
level.
dedication.
It's pretty
Absolutely,
nuts, so, yeah.
which
Yeah.
makes me think of the Pollock thing again. You know, like ooh,
Yeah.
we're gonna set up this symbolism. What I want to happen is to
Yeah.
have a metaphor, an analogy of this white conquering of this. You know. And then whatever happens, and we'll figure it out. I think it's like a combination of both those two things. Like,
Yeah,
it's not
like
violent
a lot
enough.
Of design
No, yeah.
and a lot of chaos.
Yeah,
starts with design as a seed and then grows. That's because that's art. That's what art is, right? You,
Yeah.
You come in with an idea of what you want to portray, but you don't intent it out. You can't just do the thing that's in your mind.
Yeah.
And that's how Lynch works, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much,
his
yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
So you just
he
let it.
goes fishing.
Yeah, you just let it come out in ways that it comes out. You know, if
Yeah,
something
whatever
goes
feels right to you.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is one end of the extreme, and the
Yeah.
other side of the spectrum is Marvel movies,
Yeah, exactly.
That's so
yeah,
true.
exactly.
Executive.
Yeah.
Exactly.
where everything is planned out to the square inch.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
see, and like when we talked about the script of this movie, like we kind of joked about it. Like you have to kind of joke about it because there's no way a movie like this is completely scripted out,
Right.
and that's kind of like this could be probably a 20-page script.
Sure.
You know, with
Yeah.
with more or
It
less.
totally could be a 20-page script.
Yeah, with more or
easily.
less the things happening on screen were just things that
There were
happened.
maybe like 10 lines in the movie.
Yeah.
Right.
I love
10
that
or
about
15
it.
lines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you don't need that much dialogue. It's
Oh,
just,
there was a lot
Yeah.
at the end.
yeah, the more so at the
And
end.
that's
The more
when the movie
dialogue
started
it
to
got.
suck.
Yeah,
The
true.
more they talk, the worse it gets.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, this movie has way more effort than 90% of Marvel movies.
Oh, absolutely.
Except for the VFX guys who get crunched by
Sure.
Disney.
Sure.
Yeah.
What
The
about all the
animators.
naked kids though
souls.
in here?
With the
Those were CGI, right?
The green penis kids.
Sure.
What
Maybe
about
they were-
all the birds that they killed? That was CGI.
I
No.
wish.
This
That's
movie's
funny.
turning
Guys,
me
this is
vegan.
So
fake,
like,
right?
if this movie was made today, they'd have to CGI all that stuff.
Yeah.
And
It wouldn't land.
If any effects house was asked to make that, they'd be like, "No,
No.
Yeah.
good God, no! I'm not going to make that."
I'm not gonna make
There's
two
a-
cows having sex very, very close.
Yeah, and
Oh.
and a whole horde of naked children
Yes.
Seriously.
with green penises. No, it's just
do
not
that?
going to happen.
I don't.
He has experience with naked children.
In El Topo.
El Topo, like it's like a western. It's like a psychedelic western.
It's like a naked child, not
Yeah.
psychedelic restaurant.
No, literally, it's like
That's
like
a genre.
That's a genre.
Naked child,
It's like-
psychedelic western.
It's like like you know that dude in like the first season of Westworld, like in the black
The Black Hat Man.
Black Hat Man.
Uh-huh.
It's like imagine that guy riding around on his horse with a nude little boy.
Oh boy.
I don't want to imagine
No,
that.
thank you.
That's the
That's a
dynamic.
very-
That's the dynamic duo of El Topo.
Sounds very
Yeah.
pedophilic.
I've never seen it.
I'm not a
It's like
fan.
the OG
It's supposed to be
Sundance
good.
and the something kid, the naked kid.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Woof.
I heard it's
Sundance and the
great.
Naked Kid.
Well, as long as you
wanna
heard it
see
was
it.
good. As long as you heard that.
Okay, man.
I'm gonna watch it sometime.
Sure, yeah, okay. Wow.
I mean, hey, we're talking. We're like, one naked kid. There was like a fucking whole horde of them in this movie.
Oh, one of those fucking people.
He really.
He also had every animal imaginable.
That was
We
I
had
didn't,
lion.
I didn't see a lobster in here.
We had hippo.
Right.
We had
This movie
a
sucks.
tiger. We had elephant. We had
did.
Many
hippo,
birds,
geez.
geese.
Yep, geese and
Peacocks.
Yeah.
and
Multiple
albino
peacocks.
peacocks. That's
Yeah.
rare.
Yeah.
That's some rare shit.
No, they probably made it for the movie.
That's some rare
probably
Lucius
spray painted.
Malfoy stuff going down. Damn.
I think the only other thing I'm thinking about is it felt kind of purgy, like as in like the word expression, one word past that, purge, like he almost
something
some
out.
Oh, he's-
some kind of trauma
he's
process.
puking.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
This
Sure.
movie is puke.
It's totally like I think of all the really gross imagery, like when the pig was scalped from the inside and it was just full of lard.
Yeah.
That was disgusting.
Yeah.
And I think we're supposed to be disgusted.
Definitely.
And that makes me think, what is he trying to purge?
A lot of it I felt like was supposed to be disgusted.
That
Yeah.
very end too, and the cow just like jizzes all over her face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Love that.
I
by
think
the way.
he's really.
I love that for you.
He's This is a broad film.
Yeah.
He has. This guy has a lot to say about a lot of things, a lot of big topics, and it's all in here somehow.
Yeah.
I think.
yeah, it's all somewhat in here
It's
somehow.
all in here. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting
Life,
because
death, humanity.
we
Religion.
covered a few movies like this where every moment I was riveted and entertained and interested, but also don't really love the movie.
Crimes in
Yeah.
the Future.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like a movie that I'm like, I can't wait to watch this again. It's not in that category. But I never stopped being absolutely into this movie.
Yeah.
yeah.
Including losing my shit because I had never seen so much absurdity consistently one after another to the point where I could not stop laughing even though it wasn't funny. And I spilled my beer. Tragic.
That was epic.
Hank Hill would be very mad.
Spilled my beer. Oh, Bobby.
Oh.
Anyway.
Dude,
Clitoris.
Hank Hill watching this movie. That would be funny.
No,
Hank
yeah.
Hill?
The whole
Hank Hill.
Hank. Oh,
the
Hank
entire
Hill.
the entire time he'd just be like, whoa.
Yeah, he'd be like, whoa.
That's good.
What kind of Hank Hill is this movie?
Yeah.
kind of where I'm at too.
Yeah, maybe
pizza?
we should just wrap this. Just pizza it.
Just
That doesn't
Take
make
it
any
away,
sense.
Taylor.
let's just pizza
Just
this
pizza
thing.
this
That doesn't
Go
make any
home.
sense.
Ooh.
We
This
can't.
bitch.
you
Look
can't
into the
pizza
fourth
this
wall.
bitch.
Pizza
And
this bitch and go home.
yeah. See, and now we can transcend this
I'm
podcast.
looking into the mic.
That looks
Wow.
very strange.
Wow.
You looking at the mic is very weird.
It actually makes me concerned for you.
Yeah, this is cool. Actually,
I'm
that's
like,
a
oh,
good
is he
photo
okay?
right there.
Yeah.
I can make that a movie.
This
That
is
can
my
be a movie.
this is my pizza rating.
Oh, that's a good one.
Whoa.
I can feel it.
Yeah, and if you can hear it.
You can hear it.
audience
Yeah,
at
listen,
home.
listen, just listen.
Just listen.
I'm looking at you.
Such intensity.
That's crazy.
Hey, did
Wow.
you guys feel that?
That was
that
a
was intense.
ferocious
That was
vision.
Taylor turning this movie into a pizza.
That was an intense moment right there.
Yeah. Before we get into pizzas, we have covered quite a few surrealist movies. And I'm thinking of Tarkovsky, and I'm thinking of David
Oh,
Lynch.
I was gonna say this feels like what was that Tarkovsky that we saw?
The
What's it called?
Men?
yeah, the
Not Men.
that's Garland.
Stalker?
Stalker. Thank you.
Really?
I was about
No-
to say this movie's nothing
No,
like
no, no,
Stalker.
nothing like.
yeah.
I was gonna
Okay.
say if it was Stalker turned up to like 13 with the amount of expression that you're trying to do when going into a different world. That's what I felt like.
Because
It was.
there's like some Stalker vibes, but Stalker clearly has a story.
No, Stalker's a narrative.
Yeah,
and I
Stalker
love
is straight up a narrative.
It's a
yeah.
narrative, but it's
Yeah.
a surrealist.
a surrealist. That's the kind of stuff
Honestly,
that
I
like.
wouldn't
Yeah.
say Stalker is that surrealist to me.
I don't know. It feels dreamy.
Most
It
of the
has some
stuff
kind
that
of
I
dreamy
think is
stuff.
surrealist,
Dreamy.
Taylor doesn't.
Yeah,
That's true.
I've noticed that. Yeah.
That makes sense.
I've noticed that.
Yeah.
Would you
I
say
like-
Mother is a narrative surrealist film?
It's not. I don't say it's a narrative. No.
No.
That's definitely like a surrealist expression. Maybe even more expressionistic than surreal, if that makes sense.
I don't know, but also Jennifer Lawrence's character has an arc.
She does, yeah.
She
But it's not a
does.
narrative. But yeah, she does have an arc.
But
Yeah.
it does go in linear.
You could say it's a narrative of her descent
kind of-
into madness.
It's also kind
kind
of
of.
cyclical.
It is cyclical. Yeah.
What's
Who knows?
the
Who
Eraserhead?
knows?
Eraserhead's a narrative.
Eraserhead is a narrative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen
But
that.
Eraserhead is
Dude, you
way
should see
more
Eraserhead.
surreal
It's
than
good.
any of the other movies we've talked about, except for this one. I think. I
Okay.
think Eraserhead's the most surreal film. Other
That
than
one I
this.
would call surreal. Taylor?
What?
Would you call that surreal?
What?
Eraserhead?
Yeah.
Okay. We agree. Thank you.
Eraserhead's
That's all I want.
a
Beautiful.
fever dream.
That's all I
Eraserhead
wanted.
is definitively surrealist.
That's all I wanted.
And narrative.
Yes.
Yeah, but the narrative is really weird.
Certainly.
It's lovely for that
Eraserhead
reason.
is one of the best movies ever made.
I
That
love
seriously has a
Eraserhead.
cosmic
Yeah.
horror vibe
I
of
saw
narrative to
Maddie.
it.
You gotta watch Eraserhead.
All right, I'll watch
I
it.
saw this like when I was a filmmaking baby. It was just my uncle's like, here's a DVD, you should watch this.
Oh, jeez.
And I had no idea what I was getting into. Never even heard of David Lynch, and just popped it in my computer, and I was like, what the hell am I doing? It was amazing.
That's a hard to watch movie for me, honestly.
Sure, it's challenging.
That whole bedroom scene is fucking just fucks with me.
Well, with the baby?
Yeah,
an episode
the
on
quote unquote
Eraserhead.
baby. Yeah, that's.
Yeah. He has a baby, it looks kind of like a lizard,
God.
Oh, it's amazing.
and
yeah.
it cries too much, and so he like cuts it up.
And
And and it screams and turns into like
You're just giving away the
I'm gonna
movie.
hate this
Spoilers.
movie.
Jesus.
I thought I was hyping it.
Don't hype it by telling everything that happens. The most iconic moment.
I'm hyping it up, man. I'm hyping it up.
You can't really.
Look at my knees.
You can't really
That's the
spoil
most iconic
Eraserhead.
moment.
Sure.
It's
Yeah.
the knees part.
Yeah, you can't spoil Eraserhead.
No, you can't. I could tell you everything about it, and you would be shocked when you watch it.
Yeah.
That's
Sure,
just how
sure.
it is.
We should find our pizza rating for that movie.
Oh, I'm curious. I don't even
Yeah.
remember what we
I don't either.
said.
Anyway, speaking of pizza,
Eraserhead's
Yeah.
better than this movie.
Eraserhead is better than the
100%.
movie. Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, I would put almost every Lynch movie ahead of this and Tarkovsky.
Yeah.
But still, it's not a regrettable movie
No,
at
this
all.
movie kind of stands in its own zone. Like, I'm really happy it exists.
Sure.
I do.
I'm happy it
Weirdly, I am
exists.
too. I'm like,
I'm
yeah,
not
I get
so
it.
happy I watched it,
Me too.
but I'm happy it exists. Yeah.
Oh, I am happy that I watched it.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
happy I
no,
saw it once.
It reminds me of like a combination of like of Sorcerer a little bit with like the violent explosions and
I love Sorcerer.
locals going, you know.
Yeah.
And it reminds me of like Yellow Submarine, the Beatles movie.
That's funny.
and it reminds me of
That's super funny.
like that scene in Willy Wonka where they're going through the tunnel and all the
Yo,
flashes of the
dude,
horrible
yeah.
imagery going
Dude,
on.
Yeah, you nailed it.
Gene Wilder, Willy Wonka is a surrealist movie.
Gene Wilder is.
You know what? Gene Wilder missed out on being like in like a horror movie,
Dude,
or
He
like,
would've
or
been.
even like being cast in like a David Lynch movie or something.
You're saying
Yeah,
Young
if he
Frankenstein
did
didn't
something
scare you?
other than comedy,
No.
that would be cool if he did something other than comedy.
His Willy Wonka, like that boat scene, that scared the shit out of me.
Fucking
And
terrifying.
it wasn't even what was good. Like, it wasn't the setting that scared the shit. It was him.
His
that
performance.
freaked me the
he
fuck
goes
out.
like dead eyes and starts
Yeah.
reciting poetry.
And it was like, this is a Willy Wonka review now, and it's a character that you like, that I trusted.
yeah, he's supposed to be like nurturing.
Yeah, and all of
And
a sudden
like,
he's
the
like,
rowers keep on rowing.
yeah, right.
We don't know where they're going.
Yeah,
That's
I'm like,
insane.
that's a great
I'm having, like, an
explanation.
anxiety
Taylor.
attack.
That's really good.
That's the perfect summation of,
Yeah.
of our movie experience today.
I love that.
Yeah.
Willy Wonka's Tunnel.
I love
That's
that.
what this movie was.
Yeah.
You know what was a stupid movie? Crimes of the Future.
True. Honestly, no, straight up. The more time that passes, the less I like
I
it in a
am
way.
not interested
Really?
at all
Kinda,
in seeing
yeah.
it again.
I would never.
Yeah.
I liked that we saw it once. For
I don't
whatever
regret
that
seeing
means.
it. That's what that movie sounds
Yeah.
like. The whole movie is
Yeah.
yeah. That's the whole movie.
Choking and gagging.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go watch your other movies.
Yeah.
What pizza is this movie?
What movie?
This one. Right
Which
here.
one? What are you pointing at?
The Holy Mountain.
The Holy Mountain Pizza.
Oh my god.
All right.
Oh, no, I got it. Holy
Okay.
crap. I got it.
Wow. I'm
Oh,
ready.
God.
I got
ready
it.
for this.
Oh, God.
no.
Do it.
You should say it.
Okay, so.
You should say it out loud
This is,
into the microphone.
it's not that kind of pizza.
Okay. Okay.
It's this is a pizza that you type out in its full entire lengthy description, describing every single topping that's on it, into the DALL-E prompt, the DALL-E 2 prompt,
Oh, okay.
and then it spits out something, and that's what this is.
That's funny.
I see. So you're going to let an AI. That's kind of a
Wait,
cop-out.
where's
AI
the pizza?
It's an AI misinterpretation of what a human thinks a pizza should be. Right?
Okay.
An AI misinterpretation of what a human thinks a pizza should be.
That's whoa.
All right,
Wow.
that's super good.
That's this pizza. That's
You're
it.
right.
Interesting.
You nailed it.
Interesting.
All right, cool.
That's exactly the pizza rating you would give to this movie.
Hey,
Quite so.
That's correct.
Indeed.
You are correct.
I got
he did.
one. I got
He
one.
said it.
I got one.
Go Kenny. Go Kenny.
Okay, I got one. So, what's the guy's name again?
Yeah.
I'm asking.
Oh,
you.
yeah. Alejandro Jodorowsky.
So Alejandro. Yeah.
Is his name again?
Yeah.
What's his name again? Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
So there's a new dance studio in town called Alejandro's. Right?
Okay.
Dance. It's the start of a pizza rating.
This is
And
excellent.
you buy a ticket, you sit down to watch a show, and this dance team comes out and does like an expressionist dance, like interpretive dance, right? To tell like the story of the meaning of life. And then at the very end, a narrator comes out and says, "This dance
Is the pizza?
dance you just watched is a pizza."
It's
For
like
the
one of those
audience.
areas.
And the audience is like, "Oh yeah, man, yeah, oh yeah."
It's like all of a sudden I'm satiated.
That's a pizza place that I go to with you, and I'm the only one who walks out hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The restaurants are like, yeah.
Like, I'm so full.
I'm like, guys, can we go to McDonald's or
It's,
something?
it's literally just because the director turns around at the end and says, "What you have just seen, ladies and gentlemen, is a pizza." And everyone loses their shit. They're like, "Oh my god, this was a pizza the whole time."
That's amazing.
That's what it is.
Wow.
That's
Great.
amazing.
10 out of 10.
I have never seen you lose your shit like that. That was really fun to watch.
That was
Just
really
like
funny.
witness
Yeah.
Kenny breaking down.
Yeah, that was pretty
Down
awesome.
so hard while watching the
I
movie.
know.
That was hilarious.
That
I like
Great.
was gasping for air.
Like that was a better show than what we were watching.
Seriously,
Yeah.
she humped the mountain and Kenny broke.
Kenny just broke.
Dude, that is the that is the best line in the movie.
I like
Glitters on the mountain.
his delivery was so serious.
Yeah.
Okay, I do want to talk about that. I do want to give props to all of the actors in this. Like,
God.
none of them didn't commit.
No, they
Oh,
And
that's true, yeah.
I
they
don't
were
know.
in. They were all in on this psychotic idea.
Yeah.
Who
Totally.
was he like? Was everyone just like, yeah, this is really cool?
Yeah,
like,
how do you convince people to
do
do
they end
anything
scenes
that
and
happens?
be like, that
to
was
just been
spiritual, or
certain filmmakers, you get viewed as like a god at some point. You could just start telling people to do stupid shit.
it's
take off
true.
all your clothes?
Yeah.
Werner Herzog, right?
True. Yeah.
Like Werner Herzog's got people to work themselves near to death because they're like, I want to be in Werner Herzog's movie. You know? So who knows? Who knows? My head hurts.
Jesus. That's
Maddie,
awesome.
what's your pizza rating?
Well, I had one, and I don't really feel like it's moral to say.
Moral.
Oh my god.
Go for it, and we will redact it if it's bad. We'll just bleep it out.
I feel like this pizza
I'm nervous.
is. D's not even looking at me. It's-
Just don't.
don't look. Don't look. I'm gonna turn the lights off for this.
Cool. Cool.
better.
That's
Okay.
I like
That's
this.
far worse.
This-
We should record talkies like this. Good
Alright.
movie.
I did actually turn the lights on and off.
I gotta hear this.
This pizza is so. So Jesus comes from heaven. He flies down and you can see the string that he's connected to as he flies down from heaven like a puppet
Okay.
on stage,
Okay.
and his little cardboard wings.
Okay.
And he delivers to you a box, and then the box is. and then
The box is-
you up and you are a literal and then you on the and then Jesus says, yes, this is good. And then he looks up into the sky and the sun is a pizza. Kind of like the Teletubby baby. But it's a pizza. And then Jesus flies off into the sun.
Wow. Oh my God.
If you just told me that was in the Holy Mountain, I'd be like, yeah.
Well, the
Yeah, that
very
was.
end.
It sounds like a scene
It's
from
fascinating.
the movie.
It's
my
very
God.
interesting to witness this whole thing happen. At the very end, life cuts into a close-up of Jesus right as he's about to enter the pizza sun. And he looks into the camera and says, I am the Alpha and Omega. And then he the off of the and goes into the sun.
Damn.
That,
You forgot an animal.
Ladies and gentlemen.
But I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
oh, that's true.
Throw an elephant in
Throw an
there.
elephant in there somewhere. That's perfect. Yeah.
But needed an animal.
A peacock opens the door and lets him into heaven.
There you go.
Okay.
I think I just purged. I just leaned in and purged. I think.
Wow.
Yep.
Oh,
That's the first time we had like a creation of art to be a pizza description.
This has been a pizza rating to remember.
It's turning into like slam poetry.
This was honestly therapy. I'm gonna bring this up with my therapist
I'm so
and say I grew this weekend.
I'm so glad I started. 'Cause it's only gotten better.
This is shit.
All right,
now
Taylor,
I'm
take
fucking.
it away.
Now
This is
Taylor's gonna be
done.
like, oh, it's a cheese pizza.
It's
Go ahead.
not a cheese pizza though.
Those really
It's
good
not.
pepperonis.
What is it then?
Pizza.
Well, I'll just have to.
Gross.
I'll just have to riff off my initial idea. It's like a layered pizza, like up a whole pizza and then like a whole pizza on top of the pizza, a little smaller, so on and so forth, up until like maybe the top. There's just like a pepperoni up there, just like one pepperoni on top of it all. And maybe
It's the Holy Mountain Pizza.
exactly. Thank you. You got it.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
exactly. It's a mountain pizza.
Taylor, it's kind of
There's
tame.
some cheese.
Kind of tame,
some
Taylor.
cheese on there.
Wait a minute. You're making an actual pizza? I don't think you get this, Taylor.
No, I've been doomed here. I've been doomed. I got.
Yeah.
It's just like. Yeah, there's some cheese on there, and you know, you cut into with like a cake
Yeah.
knife thing.
Then you rub
and-
your on it.
Yeah, you probably do that. You take your slice, and what you do is you peel it back, ingredient by ingredient. You take the cheese, you pull it off,
Okay.
pull the cheese off,
Okay.
discard it.
Okay.
What the hell?
You take the sauce, you slide it off with your hands.
Yeah.
Slide it
okay.
off.
Okay,
Yeah,
we're back
that's
on
You're
track.
left with
Yep.
just dough, like crust
Yep.
dough. You start like attaching it to your face.
Yep.
You make
okay.
a mask. Mm-hmm. Make a mask
There we go. Make a
of
mask.
the crust. Kind of like a little. It's wet.
Yep.
It's
Ooh.
wet, moist.
It's wet. You lay down.
You lay down.
You lay down.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, we're laid down.
Like you do.
You get your friend to
Oh,
come
of
by.
course.
And
Get your friend.
they take the discarded cheese and discarded sauce, and they reapply it on the bottom of the crust. The bottom of the crust is face out for you.
Okay.
They reapply it.
On your
Reapply
face.
it on the bottom of the crust.
Okay.
Reapply it. Then it's feeding time.
They eat your face.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was the grossest sentence to describe. Then it's feeding time.
Then it's feeding time.
Oh.
Maybe some birds.
What about the birds?
Maybe no, that's good.
Maybe
some birds.
Okay.
Maybe some birds.
Yeah, totally.
Says a second sentence.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
okay.
God.
Maybe
Turning a movie like
Yeah,
this
I'll leave
into
it at
pizza
that.
is
Okay,
really
that's
hard.
maybe
that,
some
yeah.
birds.
I love it.
And
I love it.
I think that,
Wow.
that could be a t-shirt. Just like, and maybe some birds.
Maybe some birds. I feel like that's like a direction he would have given a
Yeah.
lot. In this movie. Maybe some birds.
He's like, pretty good, I like it. Maybe some birds.
I
Maybe
think we gotta get an owl back there.
After everyone who got shot, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're shot. That's cool, but
All right,
Maybe some birds.
Can we prep the birds?
Oh, I get it. So yeah, you're the priest, and you're humping a Christus statue under the blanket.
Yep.
There should be an owl. Oh, what a weird movie.
I need to take a shower.
Okay, so
My head
Jesus-
hurts so
An emotional
bad.
shower.
Jesus is about to be what is it? By his own.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, that was
Yeah,
a scene.
spot on.
That was
Maybe a pelican.
Yeah, maybe, right.
Yeah.
Literally, there's just a pelican walking around with no explanation, just walking around. The audacity of this guy.
Yeah,
It's like, oh, put a hippo in there. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like, there's a hippo.
There's a
There's a hippo. Yeah, they take the gold excrement,
all
they give it
these,
to him, there's a hippo.
Yeah.
Then we
There's
cut to
all
a
these
close up of a fish,
Yep.
and he's wheezing.
Air.
Inhuman.
God, there's so many exotic animals, and none of them seem to matter.
They're there.
Except for the chimp, that fucking chimp.
The chimp,
That chimp
is,
is my favorite character.
The chimp is an actual
Did
character.
great.
Best performance in the
That's
film.
true.
Yep, indeed.
Stand by that.
Yeah. You've been listening to the Talkies, where four filmmakers
I'm so
try to talk about movies.
I'm so
I don't
sorry.
I
know
think
if-
we did.
Yeah.
We did
I think
actually
so.
talk about a movie.
Okay.
We did.
Okay.
I think so.
Well then, mission accomplished.
I think we fulfilled our destiny.
I think people, if they listen to this, probably need to like go pray. Or
Oh yeah, no, I always say if
Definitely.
you've made it
Yeah.
past the pizza ratings, I'm sorry.
You're a
and
real one.
I would really like to meet you. Like
Kinda, yeah.
Anyone who listens this far is probably someone we'd get along with.
We
Probably,
had a
yeah.
couple people give their own pizza ratings before.
That's
Yeah,
true.
I know
That's
that-
true.
yeah,
too.
That's always
Hey!
welcome.
Hey listeners,
What's your pizza rating?
what's your pizza rating
of the
Put
Holy
your
Mountain?
comments below. Smash the like button. All right. See you later.
Ring that
Goodbye.
bell.
I hate myself.